Well, baseball is back once again in the Capital Region. The Tri-City ValleyCats opened up their season this past weekend. Opening night was Friday night, June 13th. ValleyCats are looking to defend their 2013 New York Penn League Championship. And joining me here today exclusively on 1045theteam.com is ValleyCats broadcaster Sam Sigal. Sam, thanks for being with us today.
Thanks for having me, Brady.
Well, Sam, 5 games in, certainly not a big sample size. The Cats are 3-2. They fell yesterday 2-1 to the Lowell Spinners. They took 2 of 3 in the opening series from the Connecticut Tigers. What's been your early impressions here of the ValleyCats in 2014?
Well, I think the main thing is that the players, both the new ones coming in from the draft and the guys coming up from extended spring training, that they're not going to give up. I mean, all 5 games that the Cats have been down at one point or another, 3 times that they've come down to take the lead. 2 of them walk-off victories, and then yesterday in the day game, they kept battling even though they couldn't really get the runners in. It really just seems like no matter where it's coming from, they're always pushing it to the end.
And let's remember here, the ValleyCats, this team isn't complete yet even. They've got guys still who are unsigned. They've had guys kind of come in here at various times during different portions of either the Connecticut series. A.J. Reed, the second-round draft pick of the Astros, played just his first game on Monday. So team chemistry isn't quite there yet, team cohesion. So this team's going to look a lot different once they start gelling, right?
Yeah, and that's really a unique thing about this year. In the past, there's been about 7 to 10 days between the draft and opening day of the New York Penn League season. But this year, opening day got moved up a bit. So for some guys, the whole process of getting drafted and then signed and then sent to Tri-City has really been a matter of a few days. And that's been tough for some of the guys. I think it's tough for Ed Romero and the coaching staff knowing when to pencil them in. I think it makes a bigger difference with the pitchers who have to get more on a specific throwing program. Yesterday's game was actually the first game where 2014 draftees appeared for Tri-City. And that's something you're really not used to seeing. In the past, once the games have started, the roster's not 100% set, but more close to game ready than they have been this year.
Who's been one guy that surprised you or that stuck out to you, rather, in these first 5 games? For me, it's been Alex Hernandez, the middle infielder from the University of Miami. I mean, he's their 40th round pick. It's the last pick of the draft, and the dude tearing the cover off the ball.
Yeah, Alex Hernandez has certainly been a guy that surprised me. For me, another guy, his double play partner in most of the games has been Mott Hyde. Mott, who was drafted this year, a 22-year-old out of Georgia Tech, also a senior draftee. He was drafted later on, and for him, he's been able to stick to his reputation coming out of college as a solid defender, but he's also been putting up solid at-bats. The hits haven't been there yesterday. He had a big double for the ValleyCats' first RBI, and he's a guy that, even if you notice him on the box score or not, is always making an impact.
How's Coach Romero been? It's tough for him, I'm sure. Comes off the championship league season, then has almost an entirely new roster, and this happens to him every year. What do you think his challenges are, and how has he dealt with them?
Well, I think with him, and he has said this on a couple occasions, that he has been blessed by the fact that the group that he brought up from extended spring training last week came up so prepared to get thrown into the fire. That for them, they brought up 13 pitchers, which is a lot when you take into account that most times New York Penn League teams' rosters made up a majority or if not a good portion from the draft. So to bring up 13 pitchers from extended spring training is a pretty big number, but the advantage for that is that Romero has been dealing with those guys for the past few months. He knows what they throw. He knows how stretched out they are. He knows how prepared they are to get thrown right into the fire. So for him, I think he has been pleased with how well he has been able to use his pitching staff, especially the guys that haven't come over directly from the draft.
The ValleyCats hit the road tonight for their first road game of the 2014 season. They're on the road up in Burlington. Vermont Lake Monsters, the opponent. What are you expecting, Sam, in this first road trip for the Cats?
Well, I think mostly, and this does stay in line with what we've been talking about as far as the shifting of the roster, I think it will really start to get more stable. guys like you mentioned, A.J. Reed and also J.D. Davis, the two highest draftees to report so far to Tri-City. A.J. Reed, the second rounder, J.D. Davis, the third rounder out of Cal State Fullerton. They'll probably more settle into the groove. They no longer have kind of the glow of being thrown into the fire as professional baseball players. With them, it will get back towards normality, and you will also see the college pitchers. Yesterday, we saw Ryan Thompson and Derek Velasquez get their first professional outings. I think you will see more of a steady mix of the draft guys and the extended spring training guys really make an impact.
Sam Sigal, first season as a Tri-City ValleyCats broadcaster. Thanks for joining us here on 1045theteam.com. We'll get you out of here on this. Last year, you were the broadcaster for the Johnson City Cardinals, affiliate of the St. Louis Cardinals. What's your experience been like here in the Albany area, and how are you enjoying Tri-City?
To be honest, it's been absolutely amazing. I know, like you mentioned, coming from Johnson City, which was a great experience, but just my first few weeks here in the Capital Region, I've really been amazed by how much the entire community embraces the ValleyCats and how much the ValleyCats embrace the community. I know one thing I read when I was researching this area is that the ValleyCats are really lucky. They're a single-A team playing in a triple-A market. You can't really get better than Albany, the capital of New York, especially because right now we're really the only minor league team within miles. You have to go all the way to New York City or to Boston to get a major league team, and that's really shown how much the community really flocks to the Tri-City ValleyCats and to the Joe. Yesterday we had over 55,000 fans, and that game started at 10 in the morning, and you really don't get that many other places.
Sam, 5,500 fans. The big crowd, but it wasn't quite 55,000.
I misspoke. I caught my zeros mixed up. You're right. 5,500, not 55,000. But nonetheless, it seemed like 55,000 with how loud it got.
Absolutely. Again, the ValleyCats 3-2 here after their first homestand of the year, a 5-game homestand. They'll be home again not until next Monday, so they're on the road for a while here against Vermont and again against the Lowell Spinners on the road down in Lowell, Massachusetts in New York Penn League play. Sam Sigal, the broadcaster for the ValleyCats, joining us today on 1045theteam.com. Sam, thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Brady.